In the golden age of cinema, some actors shined bright, but only a few could command a scene with sheer presence. Gene Hackman was one of them. From the gritty streets of the French Connection to the dusty towns of Unforgiven, he wasn't just acting, he was living every role. But behind the Oscars, the critical acclaim, and the decades of unforgettable performances was a man whose life took him from the battlefields of post-war China to the heart of Hollywood, and finally, to a quiet, reclusive ending, shrouded in both sadness and mystery. This is the life story of Eugene Allen Hackman. Born on January 30, 1930, in San Bernardino, California, Gene's childhood was anything but stable. His family moved constantly. His father walked out when Gene was just 13, and by 16, the restless teenager lied about his age to enlist in the U.S. Marine Corps. He served as a field radio operator, stationed in China, Hawaii, and Japan, witnessing history's aftermath as he helped dismantle Japanese military equipment so it wouldn't fall into enemy hands. By the time he returned to civilian life in 1951, Gene was ready to chase his boyhood dream, becoming an actor. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't easy. In the mid-1950s, Hackman joined the Pasadena Playhouse, where he befriended fellow least likely to succeed classmates Dustin Hoffman and Robert Duvall. Rejection was constant. One instructor even told him he'd never amount to anything. But Gene Hackman had grit. He worked odd jobs, lied to get auditions, and slowly built his career through off-Broadway plays, television bit parts, and small film roles. His big break came in 1967, playing Buck Barrow in Bonnie and Clyde, earning his first Oscar nomination. The 1970s belonged to Gene Hackman. His portrayal of relentless New York detective Jimmy Popeye Doyle in The French Connection won him his first Academy Award and cemented his place among Hollywood's elite. He became a fixture of the new Hollywood era, starring in The Poseidon Adventure, Scarecrow, and Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation. Whether it was drama, thriller, or even comedy, like his memorable cameo in Young Frankenstein, Hackman brought authenticity to every frame. By the late 70s, he was also a pop culture icon as Lex Luthor, Superman's cunning nemesis, in 3 blockbuster films. The 80s and 90s showed Hackman's incredible range, from a small-town basketball coach in Hoosiers, to a ruthless sheriff in Unforgiven, to an eccentric patriarch in The Royal Tenenbaums. He wasn't a chameleon, he was Gene Hackman, and every role felt lived in, real. He collected 2 Oscars, 4 Golden Globes, and the respect of every actor he worked with. But after Welcome to Mooseport in 2004, Hackman quietly stepped away from the screen, later admitting that health concerns had pushed him into retirement. Off-screen, Hackman found new passions. He co-wrote historical novels, restored homes, raced cars, and lived a quieter life with his wife Betsy Arakawa in Santa Fe, New Mexico. He kept his circle small and his public appearances rare. In his final years, Hackman's health declined due to advanced Alzheimer's disease. In February 2025, tragedy struck. Betsy fell ill with hantavirus pulmonary syndrome and died at home. Isolated and confused, Hackman never sought help. Within days, he too passed away from severe heart disease, complicated by his illness. On February 26, 2025, the world learned the news. Gene Hackman, a legend of stage and screen, was gone at 95. Tributes poured in from Clint Eastwood, Francis Ford Coppola, Morgan Freeman, and countless others who had shared the screen with him. Critics called him the last great figure of American New Wave cinema, a man whose performances never hit a false note. Gene Hackman wasn't just one of the greatest actors of his generation. He was proof that talent, perseverance, and authenticity can leave a mark that outlives the man himself. From Marine to movie star, from being told he'd never succeed to becoming one of the most respected actors in history. Gene Hackman's story reminds us that the greatest roles aren't always scripted. Sometimes they're lived.